Yo, what is up everybody, my name is Refo and today I'm going to be speaking about how you can play consistent in Fortnite. So if this video does help you out, please consider dropping a like, it really helps out the channel. And also consider subscribing if you'd like to see more tips and tricks videos. And if you do want to support me, please consider using code BLURS in the Fortnite item shop. Also remember to check out all my socials shown on screen right now. Thank you. I just want to also say thank you so much for 1k subscribers. It really means a lot and I really appreciate all the support. I will have some sort of 1k subscriber special coming soon. So let's get into the video. Okay, so playing consistent in Fortnite. We all have our good days and our bad days. That is something that we all have. But believe it or not, did you know that we can probably turn most of those bad days into good days as well? And for me, I think a lot of those good days, bad days, generally a lot of it is mental, I think. So yeah, maybe covering a lot of this stuff in the video. There are a lot of things I'm going through here, so I definitely recommend watching everything because there's a lot of different style of tips. So yeah, we're going to start off with obviously, consistency is really important. Because obviously you want to be playing good on the day of your tourney or anything like that. So you need to make sure that you're obviously playing well each day. So you can practice efficiently, play efficiently, and generally just be motivated to play the game. So my first tip to playing consistent is warm up. Now obviously I know a lot of you may already warm up, but I know sometimes when I don't warm up, obviously I use kind of mindset, you don't need to warm up, which 100% you do not need to warm up. And if you don't have much time, then maybe you don't need to warm up. But I definitely think it can help in just making sure that all your mechanics are feeling smooth, especially if you've not played in a few days, and just making sure that all your mechanics are right there, including your aim and getting yourself familiar with your mechanics and your aim just before you get into some games. So I think warming up can be really helpful in terms of playing consistent. A good warm-up routine consists of free building and also aim drills, in my opinion. This will help to make sure your edits are on point and also make sure you are ready to hit your shot. My next tip is come on motivated. If you don't feel motivated to play the game, or you just don't want to play the game and you force yourself onto the game, you probably aren't going to be playing great, because obviously naturally you're going to make probably worse decisions, stuff like that. So make sure you're motivated, so maybe one day you're really just not having a great day, maybe just not feeling it, then maybe you don't have to play Fortnite. But if you want to try and get yourself motivated, then focus on your goals, focus on your goals, not the individual day, focus on your goals and getting there. And also maybe even watch a little video on YouTube. I think some of the World Cup motivation videos are really helpful, so you could definitely check some of those out, and they can really feel you motivated, just ready to play, and in terms of motivation, sometimes yeah, there are updates which we may not like, but we have to remember when we're playing Fortnite is that although there may be a version of a game that we want, it's a version of the game that we have, and we must be thankful for that version. So even if there's an update that we don't like, try not to let it get ahead of you. Still remember that we are getting like massive prize pools compared to any other game, and open tournaments. Not many games have that, so we should really be thankful for that in Fortnite. So my next tip is don't overthink. So overthinking to me is when you're kind of focusing too much on something but not something else. Focus on your game. And also don't focus on, oh, am I having a good day, or am I having a bad day? And if you feel like you're doing bad, don't feel like I'm having a bad day, this is over. Just focus on the game that you're playing. Don't worry if you're having a bad day, a good day, whatever. Just focus on your game, nothing else, in my opinion. Just not focusing on anything else, such as what if I don't play well, just focus on your current game, doing as well as you can and just improving. Because at the end of the day, if you have a day where you die off spawn the whole day, well, guess what? You're going to actually be better at fighting off spawn the next day. So that's something you've got to remember. Each and every day you are improving, whether that may be big or small. Each day you are improving, and sometimes you have to remember with improvement, it isn't always as noticeable as you think, because improvement happens in small chunks, where building generally happens maybe in slightly bigger chunks. So you can see, oh snap, I couldn't triple edit yesterday, now I can. That's a bit different. But in improvement, it doesn't all come at once, it comes very gradually. So you have to remember that it's all very gradual, and it's going to take time for you to improve. But then again, if you, for example, one way to get motivated will be to watch maybe a montage or a clip of you playing months ago, and you'll actually see, it may not feel like it, from what you've played, you'll actually see and think, wow, I've gotten so much better, but you don't really feel it as much from a day-to-day basis. So just remember that, something really important to take back, that you are improving every day, so don't forget that. So my next tip is to practice consistently. Now obviously I know this, practice as consistent as you can, you don't have to force yourself to play, but I definitely think it helps, if you get in a routine and you're playing, let's say, every day, you're definitely going to be ahead of everybody else and helping you to play consistently as well as part of practicing consistently, which means that you're not every day you're going to, still be feeling your mechanics and you're not going to fall out of touch. So that was quite a short tip. My other tip, it may seem like I'm going against it a little bit, but is maybe to take a small break here and there. If you feel like you're just not feeling the game, then taking a small break can actually be really helpful, as it allows your mind to reset and just remember, why you played the game in the first place. So if you're not feeling motivated and you just feel like you're not playing well, taking a small break can be beneficial, but that does not guarantee that it will be. So just remember that, now and again, it is definitely not a bad thing to take a few days break, because it can obviously reset your mindset. And then when you come back on, you may feel like it's a new game almost. You may feel like, you're a new version in the game. So my next tip is actually to not blame the game or how other players play. At the end of the day, I understand that we all, maybe have times where we think, literally, what could I do there? I died to lag or I died to glitches. But it's trying to look at the bigger picture, for example, if I died to lag, in the first place, what did I do before the lag? What did I do wrong? And still trying to take something back. So instead of focusing on, the lag and that initial thing that can seem really frustrating, if anything, you shouldn't get angry over it, because you got to remember it's not your fault. So there's not a problem, right? There's nothing to be getting angry about, purely just unlucky and it's frustrating. But, you just have to remember that you can't do anything about it now. It is in the past. Just focus on the current game and focus more on learning. Learning from each death is way more important than winning a game. If you win every single game, then maybe you won't be learning as much where if you lost every single game. So, obviously I'm not saying force yourself to lose games, but I'm just saying that that's a point to take back. Definitely winning and getting loads of kills isn't as valuable as you think. Definitely focusing on learning instead is going to just relax your mindset a lot more and generally just have fun more in the game. So my next tip is actually one of the first sort of physical aspect tips that I'm coming on, which is making sure you sleep and eat well each day. Now, obviously, I think a lot of people recommend 8 hours of sleep, and I know it might be different for everybody, but making sure you sleep, I think, is so important because you can just concentrate better. You're just feeling more happy. More ready to go. And in terms of eating as well, when you've eaten well, you're generally just feeling better and more ready to go in that certain day. My next tip is having fun and also not putting too much pressure on yourself. I know sometimes, there can be moments where you feel like there's just so much pressure on you, whether that's because your teammates are in Champions League and you're not, and that's something I've had and it was, really frustrating. But it's just not succumbing to that pressure. At the end of the day, you have to try and look at the bigger picture. At the end of the day, you're still playing the game, you're still improving. For example, in arena points, don't focus on the arena points, just focus on playing and just have fun. If you're not having fun, then you're not probably going to play as well or improve as well. Just try and be positive when you play. I know it's hard and it's probably easier said than done, I'm sorry, but generally just trying to come on with a positive mindset is definitely going to help you in the long run. My next tip is things you can do in game to make sure that you are playing consistent. This usually involves some sort of game plan, such as having a drop spot where you drop every single time and rotating in a similar direction every single time. Obviously, RNG must be factored in, but ways you can reduce and minimize RNG include dropping at a less contested drop spot or a drop spot where there is generally more spread out loot for you to get. Making sure you rotate in a similar direction each game obviously can help with consistency, but it may not be the best with improvement. So honestly, just try a lot of things out, and obviously if you're practicing, I would recommend just pushing everybody to increase your confidence. So my final tip is to not change your settings too often. That's something that I used to do quite a lot, and I think it definitely throws your consistency. For example, if you change your sense a lot, your aim is just going to be more wobbly and you won't be able to play as good as if you had learned the sense or the settings. So, try to keep to one set of settings. Something for me within settings is whatever settings you have, there will be a certain settings that will probably do something better in that aspect, but it's just remembering that there is no such thing as completely perfect settings, and whatever works for you works for you. Your settings will probably do a certain aspect better than those other ones. So, you just have to remember that there is no such thing as perfect settings. As long as you are comfortable on it and it isn't holding you back in any way, then there is really no reason to change it. So that is all the tips for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video did help you out. So today's question of the day is, what is your favourite Fortnite season and why? I'm really interested to see what everybody thinks of their favourite season. I'll be pinning one of my favourite comments very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.